This is a short video demonstrations of SaigonDAO, a DeFi platform for Vietnamese people that revolves around lending protocols. This is a submissions to SEA Ideathon 2025. This get hosted by SCI Lab and NAMI Foundations. Let's go ahead and go to our DApp. So right here we have liquidity providing. The liquidities follow a LST mechanism. We'll go ahead and jump into that just in a sec. Let's go around all the protocols first. We got lending market, where we can lend the asset that have liquidity inside the market. I mean inside the platform itself, inside the contract itself. So right here we can also use that liquidity for trading. These trading are using a form of NFT as positions, just like Uniswap V3. So your positions in this trading is represented by an NFT. That's pretty much it, because we have liquidity that provided by various people. And finally, it's flash loan, because we have a ton of it, spare liquidity inside the pool. It would be a very waste if we don't allow people to flash loan. And flash loan is mainly focused for people with technical knowledge to code the contract itself, quickly lend a big amount of liquidity with no heads up collateral at all. They just go ahead, take that liquidity, and then make profit with it. If they fail to make the profit, then the contract revert. No loss to them, no loss to us. If they make a profit, we take partially of that profit. Now, with all the profit that we're making from margin, flash loan, and lending, also in this landing page, you can access to your loan management. In here, you can watch some of your loan, of your borrow contract that you need to repay. So let's go ahead and start seeing how all of these work. All right, we back to liquidity providing. So in order to have liquidity in here, we either obviously one people investment is not going to be enough. Obviously, we are gonna have to raise some fund or anything to have some reserve treasury and stuff like that. But most of the time, if you need some liquidity, people is the best liquidity you can have. Perform the same way that bank perform. Anyone would love a safety, no loss interest generations over time. So liquidity provider will be out there, and by doing so, we are encourage people to hold this VNSC, which is a Vietnamese stable coin, which means the more people holding this coin, meaning that the more trust we're gonna have of the people into the platform, into the Web3 itself, which is a great thing. Even though the value of VNSC itself is remain the same, back 1-to-1 with Viet Nam DeFi. So let's go ahead and connect the wallet. See the platform in action instead of just talking. Ooh, hold on. Yeah, that's right. Okay, you can see that my VNST balance is 1.4 million, exactly how it is in my wallet. All of these tokens are marking, so for testing we don't show it on the UI, but we can route it to a place which is the file set that I created with all these mock token to mint more. So each time minting is a million, is basically a file set for VNSC, and 10,000 for VBTC. You can just mint them. Back to our liquidity. So right now I have 1.4 million. Let's stake 100,000 of VNSC. Obviously, you have to agree to allow usage of VNSC. The web does handle that, but in this case, I already taken care of that. I already do the approval before this. As you can see, I already have a bit of liquidity already staked. So yeah. Okay, I think that successfully staked. Oh, it's still pending. While it's pending, we can see over here. Oh, the supply. This is probably a testnet, public testnet reason. The contract already went through, the token already gone, and as you can see, I already get that 100,000 now, and have an extra 100,000 in my LSD, SG, BNST. Currently, they are 1-to-1. It's just a basic LST mechanism. I have an extra 100,000 for the LC. So basically, we are locking VNSC, and we mint out SG VNSC. SG VNSC will making money over time, and so the pool between them will be shifting, and SG VNSC at some point will have the value more than VNSC. So that's how basically you keeping this, it will generate interest over time. Currently it's only 1-1 because the contract is already only initialized, and we haven't made any interest yet. So as you can see that we have 1.2 million, and we can the borrow supply go up to 840,000. So as I'm saying, as I declare in the contract, we can borrow up to 70% of our current liquidity. That 30% would be sort of like a lock value that act as a reserve treasuries that would unlock out in case of many people rush in and withdraw at the same time, and we cannot retrieve back the liquidity in time. We can just give them as a sort of processing request, unstacked request, and in a few days we will return it to them, but we can return to them partially first with the 30% in our reserve treasury. That is like the worst case scenario that would happen. So with that, we can borrow this VNC. Let's say I want to borrow 100,000. 100,000. Oh, this is collateral amount. I'm gonna put in 1,000 VBTC to borrow 100,000 VNC. Again, you have to went through approval for VBTC. It's just that. Oh no, it's spending cap. Yeah. It's correctly. And this is the VBTC spending. So yeah, I already set approval for everything. VNSC, I just put the approval allowance, the available allowance a little bit higher, so you didn't see the approval when we provide liquidity back there. But it does has in there. Well, due to the network congestion, the contract interactions got a bit long here, so I will went through the interactions, the borrow interaction that I did 7 hours ago. So in these interactions, I borrow, this is my wallet, I sent over 1,000 VBTC as collateral for 10,000 of VNST. So yeah, the lending protocols work basically like that. And when you are returning, you pay back your loan, the VBTC collaterals that get out is not gonna be 1,000. It's gonna be a little less. That get liquidate back to VNSC. I will mark a vote where I can liquidate that, and with that, the VNSC compared to my LSC SG VNSC is now not in the same anymore. There is more VNSC than there is SG VNSC, meaning the VNSC value, SG VNSC value is now higher than VNSC. So at some point, this won't be 1:1 ratios. It will be way much higher. It will be 1 to 1.2, 1.2, 1 to 1.3. It might go up to 1 to 2. So yeah, depending on how much money I would make, the platform would make using this lending and using margin, flash loan, any of that, any lending protocols, we making money based on that, and the LSC getting more value. So the people who provide the liquidity can having more value just by holding the LSC, basic LSC mechanism. And yeah, that's wrap up the demonstrations of SaigonDAO, the DeFi platform for Vietnamese people.